Hi, and welcome to the Mass Torque System channel. My name is Andy, but many know me as Sizzle. I'm an inventor, artist, explorer, and avid treasure hunter, fascinated by ancient secrets and lost techniques. What if a simple shape, a half-round stone, and a lever could move the world? The mass torque engine takes small amounts of weight and turns them into large amounts of usable torque. It's a simple geometry that transforms gravity into power, power to move, lift, and build. It shows how ancient builders may have achieved the impossible and how we can still harness those mechanics today. I'll show you the origin of the mass torque engine. My own invention, now patent pending. This episode is a fast, picture-driven walkthrough of the full system. Think of it as an overview. Later episodes will break down each mode in detail, the origin story and first models. One day, I knocked over a post with a half-round concrete base weighing about 300 pounds. With my bulldozer. On the ground, it was impossible to move. I tried pushing it in every way I could, but nothing worked. Then I grabbed the end of the pole. Suddenly, it shifted easily. As I lifted, the whole thing sprang upright once the pole reached a certain angle. That was the moment the geometry spoke to me. Connection to ancient work. I've always been fascinated by Coral Castle in Florida, the pyramids, and other ancient monuments built with massive stones. Watching that 300-pound block want to stand up with the lever made me connect the dots. Ancient builders may have relied on simple, repeatable geometries that turn mass and gravity into usable torque. From there, I started building small prototypes, testing and refining. The more I simplified the design, the more consistent the behavior became. I began reverse engineering all the different applications this system could have, and every experiment revealed new possibilities. The Coral Castle connection. Many of the stone tools I prototype trace back to Edward Leedskalnin's carvings at Coral Castle. I believe some of his pieces weren't just decorative, they were encoded tools. His fountain, for example, looks strikingly like a mass torque engine. Ed often claimed he knew the secrets of how the pyramids were built. Whether or not we can prove a direct lineage, the mechanical logic lines up. The connection fascinates me. The idea that ancient builders and even modern eccentrics like Ed may have learned on simple geometries that turn mass and gravity into usable torque. It ties the mass torque engine not just to my own discovery, but to a much deeper tradition of hidden mechanics. At its core, the mass torque engine is a simple half-dome mass resting on its curved surface with a vertical leverage arm at the flat edge. Shift the mass, the system rocks. Guide the lever, you harvest torque. Let me show you what that means. In this first clip, I'm attaching a very small weight, just 0.23 ounces, to the top of the torque arm. When it drops, that tiny force sets the system in motion. Now watch the second clip. The engine itself weighs about 1.9 ounces. And with that same setup, it's able to pull a sled weighing 10.5 ounces across rolling dowels. A small input becomes a much larger output. the torque amplification in action. To make the scale of this clear, here are a few pictures of the three items on the actual scales: the little weight, the engine, and the sled. From zero point 0.2 ounces to over 10 ounces, that's a massive increase. This is why the mass torque engine matters. It's modular, scalable, and human operable. It turns gravity and geometry into useful work, moving, lifting, cutting, and in modern setups, driving rotational systems. Applications and demonstrations. From that foundation, the possibilities multiply. The engine can walk, turn, and climb ramps. It can drag and lift heavy stones with mechanical advantage. It can drive tools like saws or mills. Floatable versions can even operate in water. Modern rigs use winches to overclock the system while torque drives a wheel and shaft. A clutch manages rotation and a generator can be coupled. These are exploratory demos. No claims or perpetual energy, just measurable mechanics. There's also a whole ecosystem of stone tools: balance stones, brake stones, lever stones, lug stones, and guide frames that steer and stabilize motion. Variants can be adapted to different terrain. The process is straightforward. Set up the half dome and leverage arm, cock the system with a line or weight, release and harvest torque, lock and reset, then apply it to lift, cut, turn, or roll. Repeat the cycle for continuous work. Each future episode will show these steps in detail with clear measurements and safe setups. Civilization and roadmap. Think about how discoveries like this could have shaped history. People first crushed grain with rough stones, then found round stones worked better. Add a handle, and suddenly you've got leverage. From there, it's only a short step to systems that generate torque, real mechanical power. Now imagine that power in the hands of ancient rulers. They could have moved stones that seemed immovable, raised monuments that defied explanation, and to the people, it would look like magic. Entire populations might believe their leader was chosen by gods, or even a god themselves. The pyramids may not have been just tombs. They could have functioned as massive generators, harnessing raw energy for the community. Whether or not this exact design was used, the principle is clear. Geometry and gravity combined in the right way can unlock extraordinary power, and those who controlled it shaped civilizations. That's why this series exists. Episode 2 will cover core geometry and safe setup. Episode 3, locomotion. Episode 4, load hauling. Episode 5 will get into tool integration. Episode 6, aquatic variants. Episode 7, a modern demo rig. Episode 8 and beyond, we'll be talking about community questions and other experiments. Transparency is key. I'll always show inputs and outputs clearly. Safety is essential. I'll demonstrate locks, braces, and safe distances, and I'll share openly what's proven, what's promising, and what still needs testing. You can help this channel grow by purchasing art, NFTs, or merchandise. Crypto donations are welcome through our link tree. If you would like to sponsor the show, you'll get a shout out in a future episode. Sponsorships directly fund better demos, bigger builds, and more ambitious experiments. This channel isn't just about the mass torque engine. It's about exploring ancient secrets, lost techniques, and fascinating mysteries. I will also be continuing the work that Wally Wallington started, combining his methods with the mass torque system techniques to push the boundaries of what is possible. With enough support, we will build a life-size demo, cut stones, lift them, move them, and prototype generator couplings. Knowledge is power. Together, we'll chase answers about ancient construction. From a fallen post on a job site to a system that turns mass and gravity into work. This is the mass torque system. Next episode will focus on the core geometry and a safe home scale setup with clear pictures and step-by-step logic. If you'd like to see the full roadmap of upcoming episodes, you can follow it through the link on our website. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and check out our website to support the build. Together, we will make the invisible mechanics of history visible.